Good morning, everybody. This is Amy Erdmann, and this presentation is a requirement for LTDE 5319 at Houston Baptist University. Today, our presentation is PowerPoint and Beyond, an overview to programs to help you make the most of presentations. The reason that I've chosen this subject is that in school, we are typically using either PowerPoint or Google Slides, but there are so many other presentation softwares out there, and a lot of them you will use when you get into the professional world. So I wanted to kind of just expose students to these other programs and give them an opportunity to dip their toes in the water. So this course in and of itself has been designed to really make it simple for students to understand, but challenging enough so that they're learning. I have discussion boards each week about the previous assignment so that students learn to articulate nuances of the different programs that they learned that week. And the discussion boards are a little bit different, where I've got students not only writing their initial response and responding to other students, but responding to students' responses to their initial response, so that it's conversational. I think that's one thing that we don't do a lot of in the courses that I've taken so far, and I think that it's really helpful to have that dialogue. So that's where we're at. Let's go ahead and dive into PowerPoint and Beyond. So my first slide here is PowerPoint and Beyond. It goes over the course overview, which explains what I just told you about the course being easy. It's low stress, high success. We want students building confidence with using these programs. Each tab also has a quote to kind of prepare students for the lesson that we're learning that week. And on this first slide, we've also got our course outcomes. Our next tab is About Me. I wanted students to know my contact information, which is listed down here. And I also wanted to legitimize a little bit about myself. Why am I teaching them this material? And then we jump into the course. So the next tab, we're going to start in week 1. Week 1 is all about preparation and outlining for a presentation. We want students to get comfortable with creating an outline specifically for a presentation. So in this Learn section here, we have both curriculum-based learning as well as videos. So I've got the links to each here, and I chose to use links instead of putting an actual video or embedding an actual video, because it was a cleaner presentation. So further down, each week has the deliverables on the left and the discussion boards on the right. It starts out with the goal of what that deliverable will be, to just give them a brief overview of what we're expecting, and then a prompt and what is the ultimate deliverable. First week is the typical introduction. After that, you'll be attaching the previous week's work for the discussion board and learning to discuss those programs amongst each other using that same 2 responses to other people's posts and 2 responses to your original post. And then we just go through. So week 2 is PowerPoint. Students are creating a PowerPoint presentation of a fairy tale. In the next week, they are taking that PowerPoint presentation and converting it to a Google slide presentation. And then they are expanding that story with an additional 3 slides of their own creation. So we're challenging them not only to learn the Google Slides software, but be creative. And I think that's always fun. And again, in our Learn section, we've got the curriculum, and then we've got our videos, our deliverables, and our discussion boards. And it continues on. So week 4 is Prezi, week 5 is Canva, week 6 is Visme, week 7, we changed it up a little bit. This is going to be our group project. This is their final learning experience, and we've done it as a group. So in this week, we challenge students to find another software that has not been covered in this course. And this is, again, a group project, so there's going to be 3 to 5 people in each group, depending on the size of the class. And each student is challenged to find a new software. So if there's a group of 3, this is going to be 3 new softwares that they're going to create. Each student will create a presentation for the software that they have chosen. Again, they're different from the other people in their group, to explain the new program and how to use it. And then, as a group, I have chosen a charity that will be given it to each group at random. And each student in that group is going to discuss elements of that charity using the presentation platform that they have discovered. So the final presentation will be, let's say, 3 different presentation platforms discussing the World Wildlife Fund. And they'll record that as a group using something like Zoom or Screencast-O-Matic, because we want them to discuss it and have it be cohesive. And then they are still discussing the previous week's work. And then the final week is taking everything that they learned and putting it onto Wix or Weebly. There is, in the Learn section here, how to make a portfolio using Wix, how to make a portfolio using Weebly, and then there's also videos to break it down. And that would be their final deliverable. I have also asked them to create an additional tab that just gives them an opportunity to articulate what they've learned as a final. And then we've also got our course discussion, the discussion board, which is a reflection of what they've learned, what program they like the best, just final thoughts, really. So I hope that some of you will take the opportunity to play with some of these programs and let me know what you think of this entire program design. I thank you so much for spending 9 minutes with me today. I hope that you all have a blessed weekend, and thank you so much for taking the time